I really feel passionately that because of my profession, I'm a mind-body therapist. I'm quote unquote an energy healer, but I'm really extensively trained in mind-body therapy. And I feel like that's the main gap, the gap between integrative complementary care that's responsibly researched. The gap between that and conventional medicine to me is the most glaring gap. So that's the biggest gap, right? I feel like there's a huge gap between integrative care, complementary care, and conventional Western medicine. And I would really like to see it studied. And I even have a nursing school that's really willing to partner with me to study this method that I've written about in my book and do a proper study on this. Because honestly, one of the surgeons that I interviewed, one of my surgeons said, if integrative care is found to be efficacious, everyone should have access to it. And if it's not, we shouldn't waste our time and our money on it. So I would really like to study it. And let me give you one example and how I learned about it. So my primary care physician, when I was diagnosed, was a functional medicine MD. She's an MD, but she works with supplements that she prescribes based on blood tests. My oncologist was not at all interested in functional medicine, as one would expect. And she had prescribed supplements to help me do as well as possible during chemo. But unbeknownst to her, within one round, they made me anemic. And so when we got to round 2, my oncologist said, you know, Melanie, overall, you're super healthy. You shouldn't be anemic. We shouldn't be needing to postpone round 2 of chemo. What are you taking? And literally, my husband and I drove to my primary care doctor and said, what is in these supplements? And she said, no, they're not bad. She didn't know, basically. And then I went back that same day to the oncologist and said, she says they're fine. And literally, I couldn't find anyone in the US except this wonderful pharmacist at MD Anderson who explained to me that the supplements contained one ingredient that were cleared through the same pathway, cytochrome P450, same pathway that the chemo was cleared through, and so the chemo couldn't clear. But he seemed to be the only one in the country who could translate between the different, let's call them vocabularies of conventional oncology. And you can tell, right? I'm smart, I can talk this language.